This season, Toyota has won 13 of the 16 Cup Series races. Additionally, NASCAR fans no longer believe that it is a coincidence. Denny Hamlin recently won 3 straight races. With 4 victories overall in 2026, Nashville, Michigan, and Pocono tied for the second highest number of victories this season, only surpassed by his teammates' manufacturing domination. Additionally, the difference between first and second place in Michigan was 11.1 seconds, the biggest victory margin on an oval since the introduction of the next-generation vehicle. 11 seconds. An 11-second blowout seems strange as well as dominant in modern NASCAR, when finishes are typically determined by tenths of a second. Fans flooded the comment section, accusing Hamlin of being a cheater, as one might anticipate. This is what complicates things. This season, Hamlin's vehicle has passed every post-race inspection. Following Pocono, NASCAR verified that Hamlin's victory was legitimate and that no problems had been detected. 6 further vehicles were returned to the R&D facility for additional examination. He wasn't one of them. Nothing was reported. Nothing was seized. Nothing was found to be unclean. Throughout his 3-race winning streak, Denny Hamlin's car has been spotless by every official NASCAR metric. So why do a significant portion of the fan base and half of the garage still believe that something is wrong? As it's not the first time. Fans recall Hamlin's victory being revoked at Pocono in 2022 because to his Toyota's failing post-RA inspection. Alongside him, his teammate Kyle Busch, who led 63 laps and finished second that day, was disqualified. Days after returning home to Georgia, third-place finisher Chase Elliott was awarded the victory. Since 1960, it was the first Cup Series victory to be invalidated. That took place at Pocono, the same course that Hamlin narrowly prevailed this year by a mile. Fans of NASCAR have a long memory, and Joe Gibbs Racing has a track record of pushing the rules to the brink and sometimes over them. The rumor that almost went viral a month ago is another. An AI-generated post went viral after Hamlin won the All-Star race at Dover and took home $1 million. It claimed that Chase Briscoe, Hamlin's teammate, had gone to NASCAR officials with video evidence and requested a special inspection after noticing an unexplained device on Hamlin's car prior to the race. It was entirely fraudulent. Briscoe took it down almost quickly, saying that AI posts are out of hand. However, the fact that thousands of fans immediately accepted the idea that a teammate would surreptitiously report Hamlin to NASCAR officials speaks much about how much leeway Hamlin now has with his fan base. Regarding all of this, Hamlin has not remained silent. In fact, he has leaned right into it, and in some way, his answer is making the controversy worse rather than better. "What I love is they don't know what they're doing," Hamlin said at the beginning of his own podcast, Actions Detrimental, discussing the accusations of infidelity made by the supporters. It's not a denial. That isn't an apology. In essence, Hamlin is making fun of those who accuse him of cheating since they don't know enough about the sport to be accurate. Depending on whatever side you're already on, this kind of remark might either make you laugh with him or make you mad. After that, it became more straightforward. On his podcast, Hamlin described Toyota's dominance as a legitimate advantage and claimed that their current pace is the result of their diligence. In the 16 points paying races held thus far in 2026, Toyota has won all but 3 of them. Go back and read that. Throughout the season, Toyota has lost 3 races. 13 have. That isn't satire. That manufacturer is dominating the entire industry. And the driver in the middle of the streak simply went on record, stating that it was earned rather than orchestrated. Beneath all the noise, there's a genuine argument, which is where things become really sticky. Not just Hamlin, but all Toyota teams have been quick in 2026. Together, Hamlin and Tyler Rake, his 23-year-old racing adversary, have dominated the season. Rake has won 5 of the first 9 races, while Hamlin has won 4. The claims of cheating would be much more credible if this were limited to a single vehicle, team, or suspicious pattern. However, it begins to appear less like a single team manipulating the inspection process and more like a real manufacturer-wide performance difference that NASCAR has permitted to grow too far when several Toyota teams from various organizations are fleeing the field at the same time. For NASCAR itself, that is actually the most awkward version of this narrative. Because Denny Hamlin's cheating isn't the issue if Toyota actually produced a faster car while adhering to the regulations. The issue is that NASCAR's mock system isn't doing its one purpose, which is to keep manufacturers close enough that spectators aren't spending every Sunday watching the same brand win by 10 seconds. And it's far more difficult to solve the issue than disqualifying a single vehicle. A quarter panel may be seized. A manufacturer's whole R&D edge that has been developed over several seasons cannot be taken away. Right now, consider what it truly implies for the teams at Ford and Chevrolet. They realize they're not just competing with the other drivers on the grid when they roll out every Sunday. Before the green flag is even raised, they are competing against a complete engineering disadvantage built into the platform. In a garage, that kind of structural gap is far more likely to cause animosity than any one contentious finish. It also explains why a large number of drivers and crew chiefs outside the Toyota camp have been blatantly silent in public while being furious about it in private. Hamlin surpassed the late Kyle Busch to take sole ownership of 9th place on NASCAR's all-time victories list with his 64th career victory at Pocono. With 76 victories, Dale Earnhardt is ranked 10th. Furthermore, Hamlin might really end his career somewhere above 70 if he keeps up his current pace. That ought to be a time of unadulterated joy. Late in his career, a 45-year-old driver is making his way into legendary company on the all-time list. Rather, it is taking place under a cloud where a sizable portion of the fan base believes the vehicle beneath him is acting in an inappropriate manner. All of this is further complicated by Hamlin's own response to the scope of what he is achieving. Many were shocked by what he responded when questioned about pursuing the all-time victories record. "Nobody cares," he declared. He claimed that whether he finishes with 60 or 75 wins won't matter a year after he retires. It's either an odd statement to make while simultaneously ascending the most revered statistics list in NASCAR history during the most dominant period of his career, or it's amazing self-awareness from a driver who has come to terms with how legacy actually functions in this sport. In any case, it's not the response of someone who seems to be attempting to clear his name. It sounds like someone who already doesn't give a damn about what others think. That distance is a source of contention in and of itself. Fans are looking for a response. They expect a fervent defense of his integrity or indignation at the charge. Instead, they get a driver who shrugs, jokes about how fans don't comprehend inspection procedures, and goes on to the next race. That may be interpreted as confidence by some. Others interpret it as a man who has decided he doesn't need to explain himself to anyone because he is fully aware of what is happening. What does that mean for this, then? Every time Hamlin's automobile has been inspected, it has passed. Nothing has been discovered by NASCAR. The Pocono disqualification in 2022 is actual history, but it was 4 years ago, and the regulations package and inspection procedure were completely different. The rumor about the Dover device was made up and refuted in a matter of hours. Denny Hamlin hasn't been found guilty of anything in 2026 based on the evidence, but in NASCAR, proof has never told the whole story. Inspection papers are important, but so is perception. Additionally, a significant portion of the fan population currently believes that something doesn't add up. An 11-second win at Michigan, 3 straight victories, a manufacturer winning 13 of 16 races, a driver who answers to cheating claims with jokes instead of fury. All of that together is precisely the kind of pattern that sustains a disagreement even when the inspection results indicate that nothing illegal occurred. However, none of that demonstrates anything illegal happened. Dale Earnhardt's place on the all-time list could be threatened by Denny Hamlin with just 1 victory. At the peak of his career, he's doing it. And he's doing it as a sizable segment of NASCAR's fan base observes each and every victory lane celebration, questioning whether the vehicle beneath him is following the same rules as everyone else.